comes to being incarcerated, there ain't shit you can do about it once you're there. Straight up. No matter how you do the time is still moving at the same pace. If you're watching this video, you already know why you're here. What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I want to tell everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another episode of the Inmate Dictionary, which is going to be letter J. Just do the time. Alright? And this one here makes a whole lot of sense when it comes to surviving during your bid of being incarcerated. And the reason for that is just doing your time means do what you got to do to make it home to your loved ones. All right? Don't be in there and be all depressed. No matter if you get high digits, low digits handed out when you get sentenced. All right? I know it's easier said than done coming from someone that only caught 60 months in Florida prison rather than someone that's got 15 years, an elbow, which is a life sentence, 40 years, 80 years, you know, etc., etc. But whether you do your time miserable and depressed, or whether you just do it and you don't think about it, the time's moving at the same speed. It's kind of like a song Plies has, all right? I don't know if you've ever heard this line, but in one of his songs he says, I asked my homeboy, how the fuck you do 40? He told me, you just do it. You don't think about it. Okay? That right there makes 100% sense. Because, like I said, you could be sitting there depressed all day. It's going to go the same speed whether you got your mind on something or whether your ass ain't got your mind on something. So just do the time. Everywhere I've been locked up at, all the way from a juvenile to an adult, everyone loved being around me. And the main reason for that is I'm funny. You know, I get their mind off their time. I make everyone feel like they're not even doing time. Fuck around and put me in a cell, let it be a 6-man cell, them other 5 people, boy, gonna be hanging out. I've told them past videos that when my custody dropped and I got fucking moved to a different quad, my whole room, they all went psych. They all said they were psych. They wanted to kill themselves, harm themselves because I was getting moved out of the room. I was always the laugh of the room, the center of attention, everywhere I went. And not only did it keep me focused and keep my mind right and keep me off of thinking about the time, but I also helped others do their time. You see, if you're not one of them ones that are funny and you're not one of them ones that can make others' time go by, then find you someone who can. You'll see them everywhere you go. You'll see someone that, you know, when you vibe with them, your mind isn't even on the time. Your mind is just there in reality. And that's what you need. That's how strong you got to be up here in order to make it through your bid. You see what I'm saying? You can't go in there weak-minded with your mind like, damn, dog, I caught 10 years, bro, and just dwelling on it. Because me personally, I feel like that shit would suck. And the more you hang around someone that's depressed, it's like that energy is going to brush off on you and start making you feel depressed and down. You know what I'm saying? I never hung out with people in prison that was like that. Every time you see them, they got their head down, bro. Mad at the world. Wishing they could start over. You know, just dwelling on that time. Them days go by slow as hell regularly. So if you're sitting there thinking about the time the whole day, I know that shit's dragging. Because the little times that it did come to my mind while I was in there, you know, when I start looking around or I'm tuned out with the MP on and I'm listening and just looking around the dorm and I start thinking like, fuck, bro, I'm still in prison. You know, them days right there, just for the split moments I was thinking about it, them moments felt long as hell. Them moments felt like a day. Felt like 24 hours. So for someone to think about that shit for 24 hours and be dwelling on it and always, you know, talking about, man, they want to go home if they was on the streets and thinking about the streets constantly, man, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to make prison seem harder than it actually is. All right? Even though prison is a violent place, everyone's bid's going to be different, but you're helping the system ruin your mindset the more you dwell on it. That's why I wanted to do this video, to let y'all know, just do the time. That's simple. I'm not saying if you catch 50 years and you have a loophole in your case to where you can appeal it, you know, and you can get back out earlier, or you can get put back in the courts. You feel me? And you have an appeal. I'm not saying, oh, just do the time, don't do an appeal. That isn't the message I'm putting out behind this video. Okay, of course, if there's a loophole in your case, or if there ain't a loophole and you got 50 years, you still search for a loophole. Okay, you feel me? You do what you got to do to come home. But while you're doing it, just do the time. Another good lyric was by T.I. The time does itself. All you got to do is show up. Right or wrong? Because it wouldn't matter if I was on the compound and you was in confinement. We got the same amount of hours in a day. Right? So the less you think about the time, because you're doing the time, the faster the days are going to feel like they're going by. And really, it's going by the same speed as the person who's over there dwelling on it that don't want to just do the time. But you're not thinking about it, so it feels like it's flying like that. So that's always a good thing to help you survive while you're locked up. Just do the time. Whatever's going on the streets, let the streets worry about it. You worry about what you got going on in person around you. You see what I'm saying? You caught 20 years, don't be thinking about them 20 years. You already got it. It's already on you. It's in your pocket. There's nothing you can do about it except for an appeal. But in the meantime, find yourself something productive to do. Go to school. Get a job while you're in there. Get a trade. Feel me? Learn how to draw. Be a tattoo artist. Find some hustles. Make some money. Live your life. Keep going. Those are the strong ones. The ones that just do the time are the strong ones. The ones that let it break them and go in there with their mind on that were broke before they even came in. You see what I'm saying? The system is meant to break you. It's meant to break you all the way down and rebuild you back up how they want you. All right? Just like the movie 12 Years a Slave, if y'all ever seen that movie. They took everything from them, stripped them, put everything, gave them everything, and tried to rebuild it back up. That's what they wanted to do. That's the same way prison is. Same exact way. So you already got the odds against you by you being an inmate. You understand? So you might as well just do the time, because it's going to do itself. Don't let the time do you. I know y'all have heard that saying before. Do the time, don't let the time do you. Well, the more you're dwelling on it and the more you're thinking about it and speaking on it, and you got your head down and you're letting it distract you from good things you could be doing while you were incarcerated, that is the time doing you. That is you letting it get to you. Okay? Like for instance, I went through prison, right? I did the time, right? Y'all see it from my videos. I was in there hanging out. Made it look like prison was fun. Made it look like prison was sweet. That shit was stressful at times. And it was to the point to where I was so tuned in and so switched over in my mind to where I wasn't gonna be down about it. I wasn't gonna dwell on the time. That even when I was stressing, I didn't know. Which means I wasn't one of the ones that was in there like, damn, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'd be in there still having fun, but truly stressed that I'm in prison. Because my mind switched over. And that shit made me go bald, y'all. Look. You seen that? Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a real one. You know? A lot of people that come home from prison, man, they shave their head bald. They start going bald up there. And that has to do a lot to do with stress. You see what I'm saying? all the time that I did in confinement, for all the footage that I got and shit like that, every day wasn't peaches and cream. Even though I hung out in that bitch with phones and all that, even while hanging out with phones, it wasn't peaches and cream. I was still back there stressing. My body knew I was stressing. But the way I carried myself and the way my mind was, I didn't. I had switched over. I didn't want to be one of the ones that let the time do me. My goal was to go in there, man, and come out a man. I wasn't going to go in there a fucking man and come home a sissy or a wuss, you know, and with my head down, and you know, and like, man, yeah, man, I just came out of a cage, bro. You know, that shit broke me, bro. I never want to go back there again, bro. Of course, I never want to go back to prison. Nobody wants to go back to prison. But I will go if I have to. You understand? So let that sink in. If I had to go, I will. I'm not scared to go back to prison. Straight up. Even through all the bullshit I've been through and everything I've seen, and I know how it truly is, I'll go back in a heartbeat for the right reasons. All right? And I would be the same way. I'd still be doing the time. Just do it, get it over with. Survive, make your family happy. When your ass is gone, you know, they're gonna kiki and laugh with you on the phone and try to make you think, you know, they're doing good out there, fine and dandy. Just like you're gonna do from the inside. Kiki and talk on the phone and make them feel like you're all right. You know, you don't want them to stress. You don't want them to think that the time's getting to you or anything like that. But really, both of y'all are doing the same shit. Your family's out there stressing also. You feel me? I came home, my mom's got cancer. I went in right after my dad died. You know, if I went back to prison, my mom says it all the time. If I go back to prison, she's gonna die while I'm in there. Because you don't know the toll that you put on people. You know? But the more you call home and the more you dwell on it and you talk about it to them, it's like a sappy movie. It's like a scene in a sappy movie. When you call them and you're stressing about the time, so you're constantly talking down on it, you're bringing the person you're on the phone with down also. And they already miss you as it is. That's why I said, I don't hang out with people in prison or any fucking place I do a bid that has a down energy, that is always negative, walking around like a dark cloud. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be around someone like that, because then you're going to start being like that. You're going to start feeling down, and you're going to start dwelling on it, and then you're not just doing the time. You're letting it get the best of you. You feel me? That's why you want to make sure you don't let it get the best of you. If you get it in your head and you get your shit militant and lock this bitch down before you go up the road, man, you could do 100 years, bro, and they won't be able to break you. You'll be walking around in the chain gang with 100 years over your head, and you'll be walking around just as much as someone who got 2-3 years. Straight up. I seen people who got 2-3 years that walk around stressing more than people with life sentences. You don't think them people with them life sentences, you know, got shit to worry about? What, you look at it like, oh, they already got life. There's nothing they can do about it. Man, you got to look at their loved ones that's on the streets. They kids, they mama, they dad, they brothers, sisters. A life sentence is a long time. 20 years is a long time. They kids going to be grown. Their parents going to be dead. Their brother and sister going to have kids. They going to have nieces and nephews. You know, all that while they in there. They got a whole bunch of things to dwell on and stress over as well. You see what I'm saying? But some people can just do time. And those are the ones that are truly winning when it comes to not letting the system beat you with the help of your own self. You understand? Because once you walk around with your head down and you dwell on that shit, you're already a step behind. Straight like that. So no matter what you do, you just keep your head up at all times, like a lion. Lions keep their head up at all times. You keep your head up at all times, no matter what it is, no matter how much time you got, how much time you looking at, how much time they offering, none of that shit. If it's your first bid, I don't care if it's your 10th bid. You keep your head up through all that shit, bro, and you just do the time. Survive and come home. You feel me? That's all you gotta do. It's that simple. Easier said than done, I understand. But like I said, as long as you're just doing the time, not letting the time get to you, you'll be way more clearer up top. So you'll be seeing shit for what it really is in there. When shit that's sour and shit that's, you know, flawed and violent that's about to come your way, you'll be way more open to seeing it from a distance rather than your head being filled up and cloudy because you already got fucking 80% of your mind on the time that you're doing. You understand that you're serving. Once you got that time, you got it. Only time your mind should be on that time is when you're in that law library trying to give it back. Other than that, live your life. Learn from your experience and survive. That's the #1 goal, bro. You survive while you're in there. You feel me? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video on up. You know, I don't make these ones that long when it comes to the inmate dictionary. But, you know, just do the time. Y'all remember that shit? Y'all ain't seen all the other videos from the inmate dictionary? Check out the inmate dictionary playlist. We're going to go all the way from A to Z. All right? I appreciate y'all watching this video. Y'all can also catch me on KFROG Gaming, my gaming channel. I stream almost every single night. If y'all want to hang out, just chop it up in the chat. See me live, or if y'all want a game, whatever it is, I play with subscribers and all. But I'm going to wrap this one on up, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all already know, man, keep them squares, snakes, rats, and clowns out of your circle. And stay tuned for the next episode of the Inmate Dictionary. Till next time, this Frog.